I will give you a very short update about bits about OCamlCore.org. OCamlCore.org is a community effort that to bring services to the OCaml community. So, what was our last year goals? The first was to improve mirror.ocamlcore.org. Well, this is not yet done, unfortunately. The other point was to migrate the Forge to Fusion Forge. This is a work in progress. So right now we have migrate most part of it. It remains to switch to the trunk of Fusion Forge, which is something quite big. So I'm not very reluctant to go alone in here. So I'm a bit waiting to have time to do it. And then there was something about an hackable infrastructure, something like Hackage. Well, it's also a work in progress. I will talk a little bit about it in Oasis talk. Then, the very good news is that we are twice as many users and projects as last year. So it's quite a good progression. And we've got users almost at least something like 5 or 10 users per week. So it's a good point because we are gaining momentum. People know that the service exists and use it. It's not perfect, of course, but we are working on it. Okay, so this year goal will be to finish the Fusion Forge migration. And for this, we will need to start contributing directly to Fusion Forge, which is a good thing for Fusion Forge and something that we will need, that will take time on our side. The main point about this is that we need very specific features for OCaml that Fusion Forge doesn't have the manpower to create themselves. So we will help them a little bit. We will try to improve the user interface of the Forge because it's not something extraordinarily beautiful. So we will try to enhance it a little bit. And we will try to implement a kind of visual identity across every OCamlCore.org website. So it's just about graphics, but it's big work to do. And well, I'm not very good at graphics, so any help will be appreciated. And we will try to have a tighter integration with OCaml inside the OCaml.org interfaces and infrastructure. So, for example, we will try to create a package for OCaml in OCaml. I will talk a little bit about this later. And we will try to use, for example, the repository browser of Oxforge for darks.ocamlcore.org. So Oxforge has already a good repository browser for Darks repository. So we'll try to use it to replace Darks Web. So it's one point. And every other services made in OCaml for OCamlCore.org will be implemented. Just ask me and I will use it. So if you want to help, we still need graphic expert, of course, to create some good visual identity. The theme you see right here was made by Florent Monnier, maybe he's here. And we will try to start with it. We need Fusion Forge experts to speed up creation of a specific part for Fusion Forge for the OCaml Forge, and we will need feedback from you. Even if you are not able to implement something, just tell us what you think about it and what you need, and we will try to understand better your need. And this year we welcome Stéphane Glondu and Mehdi Dogui. who joined the team last summer. So welcome to you both. And still, of course, we'll try to conquer the world. But still a long way to go. Okay, any questions? Very still. Don't hesitate, we need your feedback. Okay, I'll give you the microphone. You need to push the button under.
Okay, first of all, thank you for all the work you've put into the OCaml core and the OCaml Forge. I have one request, which I'm sure it's probably in your plans. Whenever you're browsing through the code, for example, using the browse the SVN repository, it would make quite a difference if it were possible for the OCaml source to be displayed with syntax highlighting.
Yes, it's on my plan. I know that there is an unscript script to beautify the OCaml code, and it should be enabled in SVN. It's on my to-do list. Don't hesitate to open a bug, so I will know that I need to do it, and I have no way to bypass this one. Okay, but I'm okay. This will be a good feature.
Okay, thanks.
More questions?
That's all. The service is so great, you have no problem with it?
Are you supporting Git now?
Well, yeah, we have been supporting Git for a long time, but only using Git web, and it's what was not well integrated. In fact, when you use Git, you have all the feature except the source tab. But for example, if you add someone to your project, you will have commit right to the Git repository inside the created Git repository on OCamlCore.org. There's no problem with it except that you cannot choose this option. You just have to leave a comment to say that you will need a Git repository. I created in a minute. Just tell me. And we're supporting at the same time BZR and Mercurial and Darks, of course. Yes.
Just a comment on this. So in fact, we have been supporting Git since the very beginning, basically, I think. So you should be clear that the forge we used in the beginning was not really integrated with anything else than CVS and maybe SVN, because GForge back then didn't have the plugins to browse the code. So you don't see it in the web interface, but basically every version control system you want, you can just ask, file a bug, and it will be there.
The next version of Fusion Forge 5.0 will have the Git BZR, maybe Mercurial and Darks interface for the source tab. And the fact is that I created the Darks interface, and Mehdi helped also to create the Git interface for the upcoming Fusion Forge release. So we are already pushing our changes. Well, not a lot, but we are helping already the Fusion Forge community to bring new features.
Okay. More questions or comments? Apparently no. Well,
okay.
thanks again.
So if that's all, I will give the microphone to Stefano Zacchiaroli. And I would like that you applaud him, because since this night is now our Debian project leader, and it's the first Debian project leader with OCaml inside.